Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the Tier 10 US battleship, the Montana, of course. This is a match from yesterday's stream actually, and this match is on the map North. I'm in a division with Tuka and the Denmark radar. They are playing the Des Moines and some other cruiser that has radar at least. Don't remember exactly. We'll see in a moment. Anyways, it's domination mode, which is excellent because I hate standard mode, and well, I usually go between the ABC area and just shell from afar, or at least back, not going into the cap, but because, well, our team decided to go A, I was just going to follow them, or sorry, I am just going to follow them. Thing is that we only have 2 battleships, the enemy has 3, so there isn't much of a difference, but they have a Yamato. Which is a bit unfortunate because, well, we don't have something to equal that. They do have an Iowa and a Tirpitz as well. But anyways, this means most of the fighting is against cruisers because, you know, cruisers make up half the enemy team. The other half is battleships and DDs combined. Well, essentially, we are going to take A, then loop around into B, and then see how the battle goes. Maybe we can take C. Some of our team is going to try to take C right now, so maybe we'll be able to follow up on that one. Also, this Baltimore has been rather unlucky, although I guess maybe he has been lucky, or I have been unlucky that I haven't got Citadel hits. But my hits have been pretty on point on the Baltimore. Okay, so we got A, which is excellent. Now it's time to loop around into B. But since I want to follow my allies, I will need to go behind this mountain, essentially. Well, Tiob is the enemy Des Moines. So when he says he has hacks to the Kagero, what he means is that he has radar. And well, that just made them easily pick off our destroyer at sea, which is sad, because we just lost the destroyer. We are at the points disadvantage, but it's okay, we have the cap. They are getting C eventually anyway. We are probably going to pick off this Baltimore very soon though, so things are okay, they are pretty much equal, I think. Although they still have a Yamato, and we do not. Okay, okay, maybe actually we won't be able to pick off this Baltimore after all. Which is a bit too far away, for my taste anyway. But this Zhao actually, or Sinjo, as Strangers likes to call them, is a lot closer, and she is also low HP. She is near B, so I guess we will focus on her once we see her again. The unfortunate thing is that we don't have a carrier match, but it makes sense because it's in the evening, as you can see by the clock, it's 2:38 AM. And this just means there are no carriers in queue, because the only way to get the match is if you have a mirror matchup against another carrier. And this almost never happens at night, because nobody wants to sit in queue for 30 minutes. I think the fact that carriers are so rare, actually, in fact, I think that the changes which force carriers into mirror matchups made carriers much more rare than before. Because, you know, you can't play them at night almost at all. Even the lower tier ones. When I say lower, I mean like tier 7. Because, you know, if you don't have somebody in queue against you, you can't do shit. Okay, so the plan is to take B now. Loop around, and then probably just try to hold A and B, at least at first anyway. Thing is, we can't really do that because we are at the ship's disadvantage, so if the status quo remains, we are going to be at a disadvantage. Also, that Fletcher is mighty annoying, but she is so far away, and with my dispersion, I can fire my guns, but just won't do anything. Okay, the Zhao is visible again. I guess we should pick her off very soon. I just hope the Yamato doesn't shoot me when I turn into B, because I am definitely going to show her quite a bit of my broadside there. Thing is that when I was playing the match, I didn't actually realize they had the Yamato until like right now. And then I was like, oh shit, we are screwed. Tried to take a salvo at her because she was pretty much showing broadside, but I think I aimed a bit too high. And she turned in as well, so definitely was a bit too high. But it's okay, we're gonna get B, and if they want to take D, they will have to lose one ship for a whole bunch of combat time to take it. There is a Domain showing broadside at 14 kilometers, so I think that's a good target to shell. Also, there's a Yamato that's kinda showing broadside, not quite, but at least a tiny bit. So that's also a decent target. But I think that the mine is a bit more important. So unless she disappears or goes to an extreme angle, I think I will pick her over the Yamato as the target. Excellent choice. 15,000 damage in a salvo. Okay, Shimakaze is beached, so everyone focus fire on the Shimakaze, please. I called it out with F3. Actually, it's spacebar because I bound it to spacebar. But she started moving forwards and there's like smoke in between, so she disappeared, so I have no fucking clue what happened to her. And the mine is behind the island now, so I guess I'll just try to take a shot at the Yamato. And my plan now is to go into C, to try to cap it, because I know that there's a... Wow! Now that's actually surprising. I got the Citadel and 3 bounces. Wow. Anyways, my plan is to go into C now. Like, I will go out from this side. That way I don't have to fight the Yamato. But I do get to fight the Baltimore and the Des Moines on the enemy team. At least I am likely to fight them. Right now they are winning though. That's definitely correct. We have lost 5 ships, they have lost 1. Yes, it's a battleship, but still. We also lost a battleship. So they still have 2 left. And one of them is a Yamato. That's at like half HP and is probably going to die very soon to the cruiser fire. Because cruisers deal such a ridiculous amount of damage. But over here I think I will be fine if I fight these cruisers, because first of all I think they will be a bit surprised to just see a Montana pop up over here. Although maybe not. And second of all, it's Baltimore and the Des Moines. I think I should be able to take them at this kind of range, at least for a bit. Okay, hello Des Moines. And goodbye Des Moines. Funny thing is, she was detonated. I did 7 hits and 2 citadels, but she was still detonated. Also, I just realized our Shimakaze actually has a team kill. Wow. But yeah, I think that Des Moines would have been dead in that one salvo anyway, even if she hadn't been detonated. But did you just see that? The Baltimore AP'd me for 7,000 damage. 1 tier lower cruiser at 9 kilometers firing AP. Okay, let's try to shoot her back on. It's a bit odd that I'm spotted though. Okay, so let's hope for the best on the Baltimore shot. And let's turn in because I do want to get C. Wow! 11 hits at this angle, Jesus! I'm not sure whether I was lucky that I got 11 hits or whether I was unlucky that I, well, didn't get a Citadel also. Hello, Shimakaze. I got incredibly lucky there with the fighter plane though. She spotted all the torpedoes. I think it was the plane that spotted them and not the, the usual spotting methods. It's a Shimakaze. So, first of all, I should be afraid, right? But not really, because she fired all her torpedoes. So I have like a whole 1.5 minutes at least of free reign where I don't have to be afraid of the Shimakaze at all. What I did is I looked at the clock. I estimate about 1.5 minutes, so around 7:45 is when I should start being afraid of the Shimakaze again. So now I'll just try to chase her with my HE. Because she is definitely close enough for me to be able to chase. This was a good way to shoot because my front guns were pointing at her and they had line of sight. My back guns didn't. So I could fire full salvo. Okay, I fired my back guns as well. The Shimakaze is incredibly low HP, which is incredibly frustrating because I think what's blocking me from seeing the Shimakaze is the smoke. Not that the Shimakaze is inside the smoke, but you know, it's in the way. But it's okay. She appeared again, so come on. Oh my god, 500 HP. No. Yes, yes. Excellent secondaries. Well done. Well done, secondaries. Well done, secondaries. You did barely any damage, but you did pick her off, which is the important part. Okay. The reason why I was saying help is that if I hadn't been able to pick off that Shimakaze, she definitely would have been a terror for me. And she would have torpedoes again in like 30 seconds, let's say. So that was dangerous. Okay, now that the Shimakaze is dead, I'm switching to AP and I'm going to cap C. Also, it seems we have equalized the match essentially. They have a bit more firepower still, I think. Because, you know, we have a DD, they have a cruiser instead, but at least ships-wise we are equal. Not to mention, they're pretty poorly positioned. Like that Admiral Hipper is completely out of battle. She can't really fire at anything, so we can pick off the Iowa and the Atago without them being able to affect it, really. And I'm actually capping C. The reason why I fire at this Iowa is that I'm unspotted, and I think that the Iowa could, you know, if the Iowa had sailed a bit forward, she would have spotted me, and that would have given a shot to the Hipper that's on the other side of this island to be able to shoot me, which would have uncapped or at least made my capping stop for a bit, which would have made me sad. But I got the cap, so now I guess I'll go straight ahead through D. Yes, I know that it's a Hipper and she does have torpedoes and I'm going through a really tight alley, but remember, I'm a big-ass battleship. In fact, I'm a tier 10 big-ass battleship. And that's a tiny-ass cruiser made of paper. So, I kinda like my chances here. Okay, broadside Hipper, fire all the guns. 5 kilometers and a nice 7,000 damage. When I say that, I'm being sarcastic when I say nice, of course. Because at 5 kilometers, only 2 shells hit. That's like a fucking joke. Remember, guys, wargaming can't increase dispersion because, well, it would make sniping more common, and they don't want to add dispersion curves so that higher range sniping is bad, because that wouldn't feel intuitive. So we are stuck with this shitty RNG. Anyways, another broadside Hipper, 4.2 kilometers now. Let's fire all my front guns. Oh, this time I actually got 6 hits, but I still only did 12,000 damage with no citadels in sight. Well, at least I will be able to kill this Hipper and cap D. Sad that I won't be able to... Actually, no, I won't be able to cap D because the game will end before. Which is sad, because that means no experience from it. Oh well, whatever. Goodbye, Admiral Hipper. Or not. 5 kilometers, full salvo again of the front guns, which is 6 shells and 2 hits again. This fucking RNG, man. Oh well, whatever. We still won the game, so things are great. Wow, 600,000 credits, 7,800 experience. At least I got close quarters expert, so I got some flags from it. I did get the devastating strike. Wow, look at this, 12 module incapacitations. What the hell, I only fired AP. Whatever, I got a full cap, 4 citadels, 2 destroyed, 61 shell hits on target. That's a good result, really. Again, 600,000 credit. This means this was an excellent game. Wow. 3,466 experience. That's amazing. Really good. Also, notice how the enemy Zhao has survived. the Zhao I called out to kill earlier at B. And she still survived until the end of the match. Well done, well done. Seriously, 3600, that's amazing. I only did like 162 or 163k damage though. I still got so much experience. Oh well, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe and thanks for watching.